Okay, if you're running a small business, you know the absolute headache of trying to make sense of all your data. Today, we're digging into a tool that claims it has the cure. It's called Measuremate, and we're about to find out if it's the simple, powerful analytics solution we've all been waiting for.
Does this look painfully familiar? Come on, you know the drill. You've got a browser tab open for Google Analytics, one for your Shopify dashboard, another one for your Facebook ads, and each one is telling you a completely different piece of the story. You're not really analyzing anything, you're just drowning.
And look, this isn't just you feeling overwhelmed. It's a real, fundamental problem that pretty much every small business faces. Let's just call it what it is: the small business data dilemma. So the frustration really comes down to this. First, your data's all over the place, which makes getting one clear picture of your business basically impossible. Second, the big professional tools that could bring it all together, they're usually way too complicated. And third, they hit you with these huge monthly fees that just don't make sense for a small operation.
So what's the fix? Well, this is exactly where Measuremate is supposed to step in, promising to be that one unified solution to this exact problem.
So what is Measuremate, really? Well, it's a reporting dashboard that's designed to be low-cost, unified, and super easy to read. But honestly, the real game changer is right there: a one-time price tag. It's built from the ground up to be an escape from that never-ending subscription treadmill. You know, first impressions are everything, right? And Measuremate really seems to deliver on keeping things simple. The whole interface is clean, it's modern, and you can tell right away. It was built for a business owner, not some data scientist. The whole point is to get you from login to a report that actually means something in just a couple of minutes.
And when we say fast, how fast are we talking? Well, get this. Connecting a data source, like your Google Analytics, apparently takes less than 15 minutes. That's what a true, no-code, user-friendly approach can do for you.
And part of the secret sauce to making it so intuitive is this one key design choice. Right on the main dashboard, they separate things out. On one side, you've got your data connections. On the other, you've got your report templates. That simple layout just takes all the mystery out of the setup process. Okay, so it looks good, and it's easy to get started. That's great. But the real question is, does it actually work when you put it to the test? Let's dive into the hands-on performance review and see how it holds up. All right, so here's the test case. First step, connect two totally different sources: Google Analytics for all the traffic data and a Shopify store for the sales data. Step 2, choose the e-commerce performance report template. And the goal? To mash that data together to see which traffic source is actually driving the highest average order value. You know, that's exactly the kind of insight that's usually a massive pain to figure out. So, how'd it go? Total success. I mean, this quote from the review says it all, right? It automatically generated a reliable report that pulled everything together onto one dashboard, and it did it in seconds. This shows you its core strength, making complicated reporting dead simple. Okay, so we know it works. Now we get to the final, and let's be honest, maybe the most important part: the value, the final verdict, and how it really stacks up against the competition. First things first, let's set a baseline. So a competitor tool like Zoho Analytics, for a similar plan, you're looking at around $360 a year. That's your typical subscription model.
Now hold on. Compare that to Measuremate's lifetime deal price, $69. Not per year, not per month, a single one-time payment and you're done. The difference isn't just big, it's kind of staggering.
And when you see it visually like this, it's just so stark. You've got that recurring annual cost for the competitor, and then you have Measuremate's recurring cost, zero. A big fat zero. You pay once, and that's it. The long-term savings are just massive.
When you lay it out like this, it becomes crystal clear who each tool is for. Measuremate has zero recurring costs and a super simple setup, which makes it absolutely perfect for solopreneurs and small teams. A tool like Zoho, on the other hand, is more complex and really built for bigger companies that have their own data teams. They're just playing in different leagues. So, what's the final verdict here? Well, the pros are pretty obvious: unbeatable value, an interface that's made for normal people, not analysts, and super fast reporting. And the cons? They're what you'd expect. It doesn't have the super deep statistical tools or the massive library of integrations that an enterprise tool would. It's focused, and it does that one job incredibly well. You know, this final quote from the review just sums the whole thing up perfectly. You're getting about 85% of the features a small business actually needs for maybe 10% of the long-term cost. I mean, that is just a ridiculously powerful value proposition. Which, of course, brings us to the final question you need to ask for your own business. In a world where everything is another monthly subscription, is a focused, one-time payment for a lifetime deal actually the smarter choice? From everything we've seen today, for a whole lot of small businesses, the answer seems to be a resounding yes.